Welcome to WTCA TV, and we are broadcasting live from Bengaluru, India, here at the 54th Annual Global Business Forum by the World Trade Centers Association. My name is Laurel Burton, and I am pleased to have by my side Karen Gerwitz from World Trade Center Denver.
How are you, Laurel?
Welcome.
Oh, it's so nice to be here.
Have you enjoyed it so far?
I have. Who can not like India and Bengaluru? This is amazing. I've learned to say Noma Bengaluru, which is my Bengaluru, which I feel like I've adopted it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I may have seen you on the dance floor in our welcome reception.
Absolutely. A must partake, while in India. I also did yoga this morning and yesterday, so I feel like I'm getting right into the swing of things, and I just can't tell you how much I appreciate the hospitality that the World Trade Center has given us here. It's been over the top and amazing.
I have to agree with you. Over the top amazing, not only from the World Trade Center Bengaluru, but from the Sheraton Grand Hotel here.
Absolutely.
Amazing work they've
Absolutely.
done.
Do you know the chef downstairs at the Sheraton brought to me a whole box of spices in my room because I asked him if I could have some spices to take home. And it was lovely. Over the top service. That's what I'm saying.
Over the top service. I couldn't agree more. Well, maybe I should ask you a couple questions about World Trade Center Denver. And you have one of the largest delegations of businesses and organizations, let alone the World Trade Center representation here at the Global Business Forum.
Well, it's such a nice opportunity to bring business delegates to experience this incredible network and to introduce them to World Trade Center from around the world, and many of them are taking part in the business-to-business matchmaking today. So it's it's just important for us to remind our local businesses in Denver, Colorado, in the middle of the country of the U.S., that this global network is the one that can be trusted and that we can make connections that open up meaningful opportunities. So it's important to bring a business delegation to each of these global business forums, I think.
Well, tell me a little bit about some of the folks you do have in your delegation, because you have some interesting meetings set up.
I do.
And tell me more.
I do. So out of the 10, there's a couple of the delegates who have really well-established business connections in India already. So they're, participating in the business matchmaking, but they're also just helping our other delegates. So it's nice when peers help peers, and that's part of what our organization's all about. The other delegates have never been to India before at all, so some of them are taking the tours that they've arranged for accompanying guests, and so they're going to see various just tourist destinations, and then others are here part of the World Trade Center. So we're taking advantage of each track of this conference, and it's been nice to just get these delegates who've never met before together in an international destination. It always brings for closer ties when you come back home.
Absolutely. And one thing that you guys are known for are the connections, the matchmaking, and making it happen. I understand you have a trip to Chennai planned after this. Tell me more.
We do. Denver and Chennai are sister cities.
Okay.
And we're celebrating our 40th anniversary of that sister city. So on Thursday, we're going to be hosting a luncheon in Chennai, and the mayor is coming with about 10 of her staff, and then we have Grammy-winning singers coming. We have dancers. This event is sponsored by one of our delegates, Emerge Council Steve Weigler, and he has a legal partner here in Chennai that is sponsoring as well, and his name is Eshwars. And so the lawyers that already have a forum connection are our sponsors for the event, but we're also going to be introduced to government officials and community leaders and artists. So this sister city can only thrive, I think.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right. That's great news. That's great news. Well, there's a little something more about World Trade Center Denver that you and I may have in common.
Yeah, so Laurel and I actually met in college. And we're part of this international business association called ISEC. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. It's AIESEC.
And there's a saying, there is a hey skull.
Hey skull. Yes, exactly.
ISEC, yes.
So, or hey ISEC.
Hey ISEC.
Hey what?
Hey what?
So ISEC is an amazing organization, and it brings together students who are globally minded, who might want to work abroad someday. And what I've always say is the World Trade Center Network is kind of like adult ISEC, because we all come together. We're in 100 countries like the ISEC organization is, and we thrive in this network, and we're friends for life. And so I feel like that's, I don't know, I don't see many differences, and it's fantastic. So I'm always going to be destined for this kind of role.
You and I both, Karen. I mean, that started in our college days. Boy, do we have some stories that we could probably tell on one another, so we have to be very, very nice. But you're right, and it's all about connections.
Absolutely.
So just like the Global Business Forum and the World Trade Centers Association, it's all about fostering global connections.
Absolutely.
You and I have been doing it through different international organizations since our college days.
Absolutely.
So what a way to look.
It's actually is what gets you motivated also to go to work every day, is the fact that we're making these global connections, we're making a difference for our cities, and we're actually bringing the world closer to our cities, making it a globally conscious city. And there's nothing more that I want to do in my life than to make Denver this globally recognized and thriving global commerce hub.
That's wonderful, and I hope here at GBF you're exactly able to do that.
I am. It's fantastic. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you for joining me on this interview, and thank you for the audience for joining in too. This was another episode of WTCA TV, and we look forward to seeing you at another chapter. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks.
Welcome to another edition of WTCA TV. We're coming to you live from Bengaluru, India, and the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, hosted by the World Trade Centers Association. I'm your host, Laurel Burton, and with me, I am so proud to be with one of the many leaders that I have met here at the Global Business Forum, Cyril de Souza from World Trade Center Goa. Welcome.
Thank you, Laurel. It's my pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Great. I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about yourself, your role, and World Trade Center Goa.
Well, let me start with myself.
Good.
Right. I have an industry background for almost 3 decades now. I am a postgraduate, in international trade. And I love to be with people. And I think that's one of my strengths, which I would like to bring to this organization. And I come from a place called Goa, which is one of the most hospitable and peace-loving, states in India. And although we are one of the tiniest states in India, we're very happy to be here and to, punch above our weight. Yes, that's what I would put it as.
I understand that Goa is famous for tourism, and that might be because you're due west of Bengaluru on the coast. Tell me a little bit about the beautiful scenes that I would see.
Yeah, Laurel, let me also, just take you back a step.
Wonderful.
And say that Goa was not like it was as it is now. But thanks to the Europeans who are coming here for the last, 3 or 4 decades, 5 decades, they have made what Goa is. And they have put us on the world map. And as far as tourism goes, yes, we are known as the party capital of India. And I think there are a lot of international tourists also who would like to come to Goa. And therefore, we would like to leverage on this, that with the tourism, can we also bring in good business? Can we also, take big business out of India? How do we help women empower themselves? How we, have the micro, small and medium enterprises benefit from the World Trade Center. And that is what we would like to leverage from the tourism base that we have. So, leapfrog into how we could also get business through these connections that we have in the tourism trade.
Well, and that's exactly what I was going to ask you next, is why did you decide to attend this amazing Global Business Forum? What were you hoping to get out of it? Tell us more.
I would like here to thank my board of directors and my chairman for nominating me to once again attend the Global Business Forum. The last I attended was the Global Assembly, which was the 50th Golden Jubilee sort of General Assembly in Querétaro in Mexico. And I'm very happy that they nominated me once again to come here. And I think, World Trade Centers Association is doing a wonderful job, moving this entire event across the globe. So you get a different perspective. You have different climates that you get accustomed to, different foods, different habits, different languages, and so many challenges which are there. And World Trade Center is doing a wonderful job taking this global. And you also get to experience the local culture.
Yes.
And then you try to integrate that into how you could translate that into more business for your region, for your country, and also for the international markets.
Yes, that makes sense to me too. And speaking of that, what an amazing organizational feat that they've done here. So hospitable. What have you enjoyed most so far? Between all the opening ceremonies, all of the amazing speakers, tell me, what have you enjoyed most?
The most thing that I've enjoyed is that there's a focus on India. And today India is, let's say, on the march.
Yes.
It's like the fifth largest economy. We hope to be the third largest economy in the next couple of years. And I think the World Trade Center has done a human service to us because they have put us in the spotlight, right? And I'm enjoying this the most, that now, I'm basking in that actually because the spotlight is on us. But more than that, yesterday we signed an MOU with WTC in Leeuwarden in the Netherlands.
Wonderful.
And we do hope, that we can have more MOUs. And not only just sign the MOUs, but do something constructive out of it. And I do hope that over the couple of years, I will sign more MOUs, get into, touch and, interact with professionals from over 90 countries, representing 300 World Trade Centers, representing 1 billion businesses worldwide. It's a sort of a, what I would say, a treasure bank for national international trade. And I would like to dive into that and see how best we can leverage that for the state of Goa and for India itself, for its growth story.
That's wonderful. And let me ask you one more question. And that parting question, what do you want to make sure the world knows about the state of Goa, World Trade Center Goa, and India?
Wow.
No pressure.
It's a big question, though, because Goa is an enigma. It's something out of the world, and it's known as the party capital of India. And for a long time, I think international tourists also, came to the shores of Goa. But that apart, you see, Goa is in the west coast of India. We are blessed with a huge coastline of almost 120 kilometers. We have got a natural harbor. We are blessed with 2 international airports because of the tourism influx that we have. And we also have a good rail connection. So all this is a cocktail for us to project Goa as a next logistics hub, right? That apart, the pharma industry, the IT, or you would say the trade services, or the mining. Of course, now mining is a little bit stopped because of the environmental clearances that have to be done. But basically, all this is what makes Goa unique. Topped with all this, you come to in one of India's most peaceful state. You have people who are hospitable. We have the highest literacy rate almost in the country. We're the second highest. We also have a lot of, inflow of funds from all the local Goans working abroad. So we are flushed with funds. We have got very good environment. We have got a clean environment. And I think all this, the standard of living is quite high. And I think that would be a magnet for any international companies to start their business in Goa. Now, if you may give me a moment more, what I would also further state is that because of this, cocktail of climate, people, culture, cuisine, it is also, we would like it to be a capital for the mice, for the meetings, incentive, conferences, exhibitions, and we would like Goa to be that. You know, just to also keep you updated, the last G20 summit was hosted in Goa. Goa is also the permanent venue for the International Film Festival, right? So, of India. And therefore, this is what attracts us to Goa. And this is what Goa is. And this is what we would like to project, to Goa, to the world. So that they would be able to come, stay with us, be with us, and we could do trade and commerce globally.
Well, Cyril, I'm ready. I'm packing my bags. I'm coming to Goa as well.
Thank you so
You've
much.
sold
You're
me.
most welcome. You're most welcome. And I hope that this message goes across and we have more and more, international tourists, national tourists who will come to Goa and party with us.
Well, Cyril, thank you so much for joining us on WTCA TV. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
So much. Bye-bye.
And we're back here at WTCA TV, and we are broadcasting live from Bengaluru, India, in the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, hosted by the World Trade Centers Association. I'm your host, Laurel Burton, and I am thrilled to be joined by two lovely ladies from World Trade Center Winnipeg. First, we have Natalie Beaudry, and second, we have Esmeralda Rodriguez Arias. How did I do?
Great.
Oh,
You did it
wonderful.
great.
Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Very welcome to have you here. So I would love for you both to tell me a little bit about World Trade Center Winnipeg, but also your roles and a little bit about yourselves.
Sure. Well, again, I'm Natalie Beaudry, and I'm the Director of Operations at World Trade Center Winnipeg. So I support the teams of programming. That's the team that does all our one-to-many webinars, workshops, seminars, info sessions, and trade missions. And I also support the team of client-facing advisors. So we have business advisors as well as trade advisors. And I have Esmeralda here today, one of our trade advisors.
Thank you. Well, my name is Esmeralda Rodriguez Arias, and I work as a trade advisor. My main role is to help Manitoba companies that would like to expand within Canada and internationally. So we support businesses on different ways.
Very good, very good. Well, how are you enjoying your stay so far?
It's been amazing. I
All
think
right.
we both agree that the food's
Yeah.
been amazing and the hospitality has been top-notch in India. It's both our first times in India,
Yeah.
so feeling a little bit like royalty, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, excellent.
And I love the culture and the multicultural colors, the music, the food. It has been amazing.
Absolutely over the top, hasn't it been?
Sure.
Yes. I mean, they really have treated us so well.
Right.
Absolutely. What have been some of your favorite parts so far?
Well, I think the weather, I think, is fantastic. Being
yes.
from Canada, it's winter right now, so this has been a nice break for us. And obviously the collaborations, the network, meeting everyone from the World Trade Center Association and different WTCs around the world has really been the highlight.
Yeah, I would like to say that this has been epic for us. To network, all the music, all the traditional culture from India, it has been amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
very good, very good. Well, I would love to just sort of kick it off to really understand, why did you decide to come all the way from Canada and Winnipeg to come to Bengaluru, India for the GBF?
Yeah, so I think I'll maybe let Esmeralda take the lead on this one. So she works with the entrepreneurs that are looking to internationalize. So do you want to speak a little bit to that?
Sure. So we had different meetings with Manitoba companies, and they clearly explained their objectives and their goals, and they are looking to get connections here in India, not only with businesses in India, but around the world. So that's why we are here. So we needed to be here in order to showcase their products, their services, and how proudly are we of Manitoban and Canadian companies.
Very good.
On that note, I wanted to show one of our Canadian companies' products here that are in manufacturing. So this company is called Linen Liana Designs, and they're out of Steinbach, Manitoba. They do these acacia cheese boards, and they collaborate with another Manitoba company called Ecopoxy to do, who provide them with the epoxy for the cheese boards. And we had these ones made and branded World Trade Center Winnipeg as well as Manitoba to be gifts today. So you're seeing it first. Nobody's received them as gifts yet. So they'll be gifted later today and tomorrow.
Well, they're absolutely beautiful, and what a wonderful way to showcase your region and to help people remember you after the fact.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. Great. Well, tell me a little bit about what you're hoping to accomplish while you're here in India.
Yeah, I think for us it's really about positioning Manitoba, making it understood the advantages that we have in Manitoba, not only our businesses and the entrepreneurs that we work with, what they have to offer on an export level, but also why Manitoba is a center to do business. So we're here, it's not so much our mandate for foreign direct investment, but part of the ecosystem in Manitoba. We do work with the other organizations that's their mandate. So I was wanting to showcase Centerport Canada today is an organization, a nonprofit in Canada, at the center of Canada, heart of Canada in Manitoba. So we have an inland, the largest North American inland trimodal port, and it's also a free trade zone. So anyone is setting up in Centerport, which we have many thousands of acres left of land for new tenants, they would have access to rail, air, trucking that would connect them east to west to north in Canada, as well as throughout the States and all the way to Mexico. And so this is a really an asset for us in Manitoba. And like I said, being at the heart of Manitoba, I think that's something that has spoken volumes this week when we're speaking to different companies that are looking to expand to North America, why it puts us on the map.
Absolutely, literally and figuratively,
Yeah.
but literally,
Exactly.
I have to say you're the only ones that brought props. So I have to give you props for really making it special that way. I think that's wonderful.
Excellent.
I love it. So what do you want to make sure that the world knows about Manitoba and World Trade Center Winnipeg?
Well, I think we're here to network, to meet different World Trade Centers. We want to be, known as that Canadian World Trade Center that is willing to work with other World Trade Centers. We're keen to collaborate when it comes to exporting and FDI. And we're very willing, and we'll be at. I think part of it too is wanting to understand the global network more. For us, we're both quite new to the team, or new to the Global Business Forum anyway, and the General Assembly, and we definitely want to be positioned to leverage the Global Business Forum in Marseille next year even more. Our World Trade Center is a bilingual World Trade Center in Canada, so the conversations we've had so far with Manitoba businesses and the ecosystem, they're very interested in next year's Global Business Forum in Marseille, so we want to start preparing for that now.
Yeah. Well, we just talked about in my prior interview with Patricia Moynard about the Francophone Initiative and Marseille and so much of the important work that's going on there, so that makes sense. And, any last comments or anything that you want to give with regard to the amazing business connections and just your overall feel and sentiment here?
Yeah, I would like to highlight the fact that we have a very high standard on the companies and the kind of products that we have to offer from Manitoba. So we are very proud of that, and we would like to show that to the entire world. So we are so happy to be here.
And I think you have.
Yeah.
Well done, well done. Well, super. It has been a pleasure meeting you both. I want to thank you for stopping by WTCA TV, and I hope to see you again in Marseille for the same interviews, and we will have learned about more how your initiatives have progressed.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you. And we'll definitely do some of this in French next time.
Absolutely. Yes. I may not be your host, but we will absolutely do it.
Excellent. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in to WTCA TV. We're back with WTCA TV, and we're coming to you live from Bengaluru, India, at the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, presented by World Trade Centers Association. And I am pleased to be with yet another amazing leader from the World Trade Center Organization, Ms. Patricia Moynard. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Laurel. I'm really happy to be here. And thank you for this opportunity also with the WTCA TV.
Absolutely. So I would love for you to tell our audience, since it's your first time on WTCA TV,
Right.
a little bit about your World Trade Center, your role, and why you came today.
Yeah, sure. My name is Patricia Moynard. I'm WTC Metz Saarbrücken board member and operations manager. I'm also an elected member of WTCA European Regional Advisory Council, ERAC. And I'm a proud member also of WTCA Francophone Initiative. WTC Metz Saarbrücken is celebrating 35 years of WTCA branding and acting locally and globally. WTC Metz Saarbrücken means two cities,
Okay.
Metz in France and Saarbrücken in Germany, so that's quite not common and unique. We are part of a dynamic and vibrant cross-border economic, education and innovation ecosystem stretching from the eastern part of France, including the south part of Germany, Saarland, and Luxembourg, and western Belgium. This is an area of around 12 million inhabitants. And our main premises are located downtown the city of Metz, which is a historical and heritage place. And we have also a division in Saarland, in Saarbrücken, so Germany. And WTC Metz Saarbrücken provides services to members such as real estate services, short-term office, meeting rooms, and also we are also very involved in trade services, trade missions. We have a business club, and we provide information and tips to export and facilitate also a foreign investment. Our members are mostly SMEs, and we are also including startups and partners.
Wow, you are accomplishing a lot. You have a
Well, we're
busy
trying.
World Trade Center over there, and it sounds like a thriving
is.
community. I would love to learn more about why your World Trade Center and you specifically decided to come to this year's
To
Global
this-
Business Forum.
Well, this is our commitment.
Yes.
As a WTC member, it is a really nice commitment to make our family, our network alive
Yes.
and competitive, providing opportunities of collaborations, innovation, business opportunities. So it is an evidence that to attend this GBF and also member seminars, regional meetings, webinars, we need to be really active to facilitate the brand and
Yes.
to make it more worldwide also. And Bengaluru Global Business Forum, it's just an amazing opportunity to learn more about India, Karnataka region as a platform to explore the domestic market here in India and to share accurate information and operational information with French, German, European companies.
It's all about
Yeah.
facilitating those connections,
Yes.
because then with the
is.
connections, you're going to be able to facilitate more
Yes,
business.
yes,
Isn't that
yes.
true? Well, tell me a little bit about what you've enjoyed in Bengaluru, India so far. What have been some of your highlights of the Global Business Forum?
Yeah, well, it is a really amazing and warm welcome. The organization is really close to members, delegates, and they want everything perfect. Good mood, good vibes. It's really, I really like it. It's really impressive. You can feel the growth of the country, the pride of Indian people with their country. So it's good vibes, and it's good to be part of this network for that too.
Absolutely.
To benefit from that, really.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
and
so-
you can feel it. You're right. The hospitality has been
Right.
remarkable,
Yeah,
over the
remarkable.
top. No question.
Just
Absolutely.
perfect.
Well, let me ask you a little bit about what you want the world to know about your World Trade Center and some of the initiatives going on in Europe and near your World Trade Center?
Yes, right. There are quite a few events, very important events in Europe. In June, we will have the pleasure to go to Germany and Dresden, which is northern part of Germany.
Yes.
This is the first time they will host our regional meeting, and we are also planning to inform more stakeholders, more territories and regions and private companies with the license. We would like really to contribute to the road to 500 WTCs and have more German WTCs. Really, that's something we really would like to work on. So we will have an Investor Day. So we want to welcome all German contacts, the most German contacts, to talk about the advantages of the brand and how we can work more with German regions also. So that will be really important. I would like to invite all delegates, even outside Europe, to come over. And this is a great opportunity also to learn more about Europe and the several markets we have in Europe. It is also a good start to join next year the 2025 Global Business Forum in Marseille, and we are really proud to that WTC Marseille hosts this 55th Global Business Forum. It's going to be really a very nice fete, a very nice event, and all WTCs from France will be with WTC Marseille together to assist, to help, to have a great event and a promotion of French WTCs and the market, of course. Mm-hmm. It is also really important to talk about the WTCA Francophone initiative. Yes. It is a new opportunity. We launched that initiative in New York last October. Yes. For the
member forum.
Member forum, and it is a living and dynamic new environment we are providing. It is complementary to what we have already, but it is something focused on French-speaking countries and their markets. So it's really a new opportunity, an extra opportunity we are providing, and there are more information on our LinkedIn page also about this.
That's very exciting.
Yeah,
I mean, there's great news coming out of Europe and certainly around your region. And you have big shoes to fill after World Trade Center Bengaluru hosting Global Business Forum. But I have no doubt 2025 is going to be equally successul
Thank you.
for GBF, let alone the Investor Day in June. I'm excited to see what comes.
We'll do our best, and hopefully we'll see you there, and that'd be great.
I can't wait to join.
I really invite all delegates from WTCs around the world to come over and to join. This is going to be really an amazing event, and we'll be really, really happy to welcome all of you.
Wonderful. Well, Patricia, thank you so much for joining us on our inaugural day or inaugural week of WTCA TV.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you even better.
Yes. Thank you, Laura.
Thank
you. And to all the team. Yeah.
And thanks for joining us for WTCA TV. And that's a wrap. Okay, we are back with WTCA TV, and we are here live streaming from Bengaluru, India. at the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, sponsored by the World Trade Centers Association. It has been quite an experience meeting all of the leaders and businesses involved with GBF, and I am thrilled to meet with one of these amazing business leaders right now. Please meet Emmanuel Uka with Nels Design Fit Out. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's an honor being here. Honor attending the 54th anniversary Global Business Forum here in India.
Well, we are thrilled to have you. And what I'd love to start with, Emmanuel, is I would love you to tell us a little about you, your role, and this company that you have.
Okay, so like you introduced, my name is Emmanuel. I'm the design and project lead for Nels Design Fit Out. Basically, what we do in the firm is we render architectural design services for clients, and after much processes, some of the clients come back to us. Oh, you know what? Build what you've designed. So we've been able to build a niche around not just designing, but also developing what we've designed. And clients love what we do. They appreciate our level of detailing, and they always referred us to other of their friends. So we've grown the business from being a one-man business that started in 2018 to an 8-man business 5 years down the line. And we've worked on several projects, high-end projects, low-income project owners. And so we are moving, and we're thriving in the industry. Thank you.
It sounds as if you are thriving.
Yeah, sure.
I hear there's a story to the name.
Yeah, sure. So the name Nels, I remember in 2016, myself in my former place of work, I worked with an architect, Architect Amechi. He was my mentor, and he walked me through the pros and cons of architecture, technicality in designing and resting. So I had that nudge to start up a firm. So the name became a problem. What kind of name am I going to bear? So I called up my colleague in the office. I know a guy, his name is Monday. He said, please, Monday, how can I set up a business name? I said, let's start with names. So I listed all my names. None of them fit in. And I don't want to do the normal thing people would do. Okay, give me your mother's name. Let's take the first alphabet and create a business name. So what we did was he then asked me, what other names do you have that is already started? I said, oh, there's a name that I really loved. It's called Otnel. I said, fine, let's try it. So we took out the OTH and we made it Nel. So it's not a name. We now added the Z, and that became Nels. And that's how it began. So I started with Nels and Nel Enterprise. Then we're now moving to Nels Design Fit Out. So that is how the name Nels Design Fit Out came about. So this is a story I've not shared on live TV, but I think today I've shared it today, and I hope it's appreciated. Thank you.
It is appreciated. It's a simple and catchy name, and now we've said it several times, Nels Design Fit Out. Everyone is bound to remember it.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to do.
Good. Well, and that leads into really, why did you come to the Global Business Forum? I'm sure to get that name out.
Yes. So I joined the World Trade Center in Abuja, and I came in as an executive member. So, and the reason why I joined was because I needed to take the business to another level. I needed to meet new clientele, meet new people. So the World Trade Center there came. I signed up, went for different delegations, visited a lot of go for meetings, and so it helped. The business actually took a great dive up. We went up like, oh, this is good. So they asked Emmanuel, there is a delegation happening in India, and would you mind to attend the 54th assembly? I said, what am I waiting for? Let's go. So that's how I came here, and my experience here has been fantastic. I've met different people, got different opportunities. In fact, I met with someone from Delaware. I've been trying to set up an office in the US, and the opportunities were just countless. And it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. So I hope to come back next year and keep coming back until, so that's what drew me here.
Well, yeah. I hope you do keep coming back.
Yeah, sure, I'll come back.
Everyone is saying the same thing, that the connections that you make, the B2B connections, are instrumental and integral to the reason people are attending these global business forums.
Yeah, it is.
And I understand you have an interesting product. I mean, you are design and architecture, but you have an E side to your business as well.
Yes. So we came about the e-design in the business because we realized that a lot of people appreciated what we do, and only few clients benefited from it. So you know what? Let's not just keep the design skill to ourselves. Let's take it out there. So we started the e-design services, and that is what we want to export. We want to export our designs globally. We want to show people that, yeah, in as much as we are in Nigeria, we want to disrupt the world of design with what we do. So e-design is what we're selling. So any country that has invited us in to do business now, we're going to go there, set up a storefront only for e-design purposes only. While we continue in it, hopefully we'll get certifications to develop what we've built, and along the line we can also foster business relationship with other installation companies, fabricators. So when we design for our clients, we can also recommend installers for them, and we might be lucky to get good design fees as well, because it's not free to do designs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we hope that when we keep growing it with the introduction of technology and application that we're also planning for to happen in the future, we'll get better.
Well, I absolutely
you.
see business coming your way.
Thank you.
You know, while we're at the GBF, I would love to hear what have been some of your highlights so far here in Bengaluru.
Oh, wow.
And where do you start?
Let me not say loud. I like the foods.
Oh.
The food were fantastic. Like, let me share my experience. When we came in from Doha Airport, we landed at Bangalore Airport. I was like, I've heard a lot of news about immigration in India, and that are not friendly people. You need to hold your passport, into all this. But when we got in, the reception was fantastic, no stress. Immigration cleared us quickly. We showed our documentation. Oh, welcome to India, and hope you enjoy your stay. Then from there, the hotel we lodged, and they came in with a ride, took us to the Holiday Inn. At the entrance, there was a beautiful reception. They welcomed us in a traditional way. They wore a muffler around our neck, and it was welcoming. I felt like, oh man, this is home. And from there, facilities were very good. No issues. Driving through the city of it's awesome. It's awesome. I remember 2 days ago, I went to register I need to get a SIM so that I can conclude to my family back home and my business. The process of getting a SIM card here was seamless. Like, it was fast. Like, in less than 10 minutes, I have my SIM card and I have an eSIM, and pop. So it's fine.
So amazing food, amazing hospitality,
Yes,
a hotel that welcomed you with open arms, and easy access to
yes,
SIM cards. What more do
yes.
you need?
In fact, and people, I've met a lot of people, a lot of great people willing to help your business. My experience with you yesterday when I came for my interview, oh, Emmanuel, let's do a recap. So everything is fantastic. Like, I love it. I really love the experience, and I can't wait. So if I had opportunity to extend my stay, I would have loved to. But at that time, every good faces here, they've all gone back. So what am I doing here is to foster business relationship, which I plan to come back and continue that.
I think that sounds like a wonderful idea to come back, and I couldn't agree more that there's so much more to see.
So much more to see, yeah.
Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers before we let you go today?
Well, not much.
Okay.
So I think what I'm going to say is to businesses out there, if you're a business owner in any part of the world and you need to grow your brand, you look for the opportunity, the medium. I would advise you look for the closest World Trade Center in your neighborhood, in your country, and sign up and enjoy the services that come becoming one of the members. So it's awesome. World Trade Center Association has really helped my business, and I'm sure it's going to help any business out there that also want to grow and meet global opportunities.
That sounds wonderful. And for any organizations that are out there that want to contact you, how do they contact you?
Okay, so our website is, you can contact us by our website, email address, and a mobile number. I'm going to give the website is www.neilsdesignfitout.com. Neils is spelled ENEILZ, designfitout.com. So my mobile number is also on WhatsApp, is +234 708354 9134.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Manuel, it has been a pleasure speaking to you
Thank you
today.
very
And
much.
thank you so much for joining us on
Thank you.
WTCA TV.
Thank you.
I hope to interview again
Sure.
in Marseille in 2025.
Oh, we're going to Marseille.
Oh,
Good.
We're on.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And thank you very much to the audience for joining us for WTCA TV today. Welcome to WTCA TV, and we are here live in Bengaluru, India for the 54th Annual Global Business Forum hosted by the World Trade Centers Organization, World Trade Centers Association. And I am your host, Laurel Burton. I am here today with one of the many incredible leaders that we have met and had the pleasure of interacting with here in Bengaluru. Gautam from World Trade Center, AMTZ. Welcome.
First of all, thank you for having me here. Cheers. It's a bright day and looking forward.
Absolutely. Well, great. Well, I would love to learn a little bit more about you. Tell me about your role, yourself personally, and your World Trade Center, AMTZ.
Sure. So as you rightly said, my name, Gautam, and I do head World Trade Center Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone. And Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone is a medical technology zone, one of the largest manufacturing medical devices in the world. This is the only zone with both World Health Organization and also the World Trade Center at the same place. And we do manufacture more than 1,200 products. From a face mask till an MRI machine, you talk about any medical technology. So the name actually says A to Z of medical technology. So that is what we are.
AMTZ is A to
A
Z
to
for
Z
medical
of
technology.
medical technology.
That's a great acronym.
So coming to me, I come from East Coast of India, and I'm a cost accountant with almost a financial background of over a decade with finance, taxes and business. And I'm taking up this World Trade Center Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone because this is one of the newest chapters in India right now. So we look forward.
Absolutely. Well, medical is one of the strongest industries worldwide and the most critical, and you have such a unique relationship with the World Health Organization. You mentioned it briefly, but could you tell us a little bit more?
Sure. So World Health Organization, this is the Center for WHOCC for Health Innovations. That means anything related to health innovations. World Health Organization actually relies on Kalam Institute of Health Technology, which is also one of the bodies of AMTZ. So this is how we are related, and we work very closely with World Health Organization. In fact, in the month of November, we have, we have done an event called WHIF, World Health Innovation Forum, for the first time in the country, where more than 80 countries participated in the event. And we have more than 200 participants from all over the world, almost 85 countries.
Wow. And such a unique characterization for a World Trade Center. You are the only one that basically is partnered with the World Health Organization the way you are.
Yes. So that is how we are different from other World Trade Centers. I know there are World Trade Centers which are very, old, and they are doing so much great work in the world. But I think World Trade Center AMTZ is, is different because of this, its medical technology and work on the medical devices. I think we can say this is the only World Trade Center in the world which is having a medical device background.
It's a unique niche, and it's wonderful to see you take advantage of it. Well, so tell me, I don't know about you, but the host here in Bengaluru, the Global Business Forum itself has been phenomenal. What has been your experience, and maybe what has been your most enjoyable or memorable experience so far?
Great. Yeah, as you clearly said, Bengaluru, Karnataka at large is known for its the way they respect people and take care of their guests. Because he says Namba Kutumbam, and which means our family. The world is our family, and they clearly showcase it here.
Yes.
I enjoyed my first day here, and yes, as you said, we are here especially because we are the newest chapter in the country. We are here to learn. We are here to do networking. We are here to meet all the World Trade Center Association board members, so that we get to know them.
Right.
And tomorrow, if we need them, we can actually directly approach them. That is one of the main motto why we are here today.
Yes. So tell me a little bit more about what you want to accomplish while you're here and what you want the world to know about your World Trade Center and India.
Right now, I'm enjoying this interview.
Wonderful.
Yes. So we are here, as I told you, for two things: to learn how a World Trade Center to be run, because unless and until you learn, you cannot earn. And second thing, we wanted to do good networking so we can find out all the World Trade Center associations in India and also at large at world, because I can see more than 45 countries people are here, and it's a very costly effort to go and meet everyone individually. So that is what That is why we are here. And taking back from here, yes, virtually we met all the World Trade Center Association members from past 6 months. But personally, this is the first time we are meeting every one of them, and they are very, they are very kind-hearted with big smile. The way they take us together and the way they are introducing us to everyone, we are really enjoying. And I take this as one of the key factors that I'm taking it back. So I learn better and I execute it better.
Wonderful. And I see that too. I mean, you really see the connections and the collaboration here, and they are really doing a good job with the Global Business Forum of those introductions
Yes.
and fostering connections. It sounds as if you are well on your way.
Thank you. And yeah, I was also speaking about my organization, and I would like world to know about. Before the organization, I would like the world to know about the person who is behind the organization. He is the one responsible for creating an empire from $125 in 2018 till $1.2 billion in 2023.
Wow.
That is 5 years.
Wow.
And with no PIN code, no postal address, no telephone signals, to an empire with 130 plus companies, with largest MNCs in the world in the medical technology coming and working with us. And he's none other than Dr. Jitendra Sharma. He's our MD and CEO, and he's also called as the MedTech Man of India.
Wow. Well, that's a title that has been well earned from what I can tell.
And his vision is to have the World Trade Center and WHO at the same place. And I think we are clearly achieving everything.
I think you have absolutely accomplished that.
Yes, yes.
Great.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you want the WTCA community to know?
Yeah, I just wanted to tell the entire WTCA community that anything in medical technology, medical devices, yes, we have a partner in the family now. We are the family members, and we are always there to take up the medical technology to the world. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Gautam. It has been a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to seeing World Trade Center AMTZ at many more events to come, and best of luck to you.
Yeah, cheers. Have a good day.
Cheers to you as well. Thank you. Hello there. We are WTCA TV, and we're coming to you live from Bengaluru, India, at the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, hosted by the World Trade Centers Association. And I am honored to be sharing a table here with the head of World Trade Center Utah, Mr. Jonathan Friedman. Jonathan, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to have you here. And I would love you to just start by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I became the CEO of World Trade Center Utah about 8 months ago and have loved the transition. World Trade Center Utah is a robust nonprofit organization, private nonprofit. We're focused on helping Utah companies grow internationally through our network, our international programs, our business services. We also handle all trade promotion on behalf of the state of Utah. So we contract with our governor's office, with our state legislature, and to produce trade missions and bring companies to trade shows internationally, open new markets. It's been great.
It sounds like it. And you were just telling me that you brought over 18 people, a delegation of 18 folks to India to do business with Utah. Tell us a little more.
Yeah, that's right. We knew we were coming here for the World Trade Center General Assembly. And so the prior week, we brought our former governor, Gary Herbert, with 18 companies to explore India, to look at this as a new market, the most populous nation in the world, as they look at diversifying out of China. This is a natural fit.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Utah has a lot to be proud of. Maybe you can tell a few of the accolades of the state of Utah.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Of course.
We were just named the #1 state in the nation by U.S. News and World Report, where we were named the best place to start and grow a business. It's very fertile ground. It's very entrepreneurial. We speak the most languages out of any state in the nation, over 130. So we're globally minded and we're entrepreneurial, and we love to innovate and collaborate and help solve problems.
It sounds like it. You also have a unique relationship, not only with the government in Utah, but the former governor. Maybe you can share a little bit more.
Well, I tell you that our governor, our sitting governor, is fantastic. Our past governors all have done wonderful jobs in growing our economy. We're the fastest growing economy in the nation, with the fastest growing tech sector. I mean, there are great things happening in Utah. My board chair is our former governor and three-time ambassador John Huntsman. And when he was governor of Utah, he came in and took apart the Commerce Department in our state, created the Governor's Office of Economic Development, and World Trade Center Utah, made us a nonprofit, intentionally keep us outside of the bureaucracy that it's involved in government. And so we're able to function really effectively for the business community.
It sounds like it. Well, tell me a little bit about your experience here in Bengaluru. Why did you decide to bring this delegation and yourself to Global Business Forum here?
Well, I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I started a business when I was 17 years old and sold it a few years ago. I love business, and I've been working in India for many years. I've been here over 40 times, and I knew that there's just tremendous opportunity for Utah companies here if they want to open up this market for sales distribution, or if they want to source factories here. Tremendous opportunity, and a great people and beautiful landscapes. And I've been a fan of India for a long time.
Absolutely. And I'd love to hear what has been one of your favorite moments of the Global Business Forum. We have a running tally that seems similar, but I'm curious to know what your favorite aspect has been so far.
I am going to say your presentation because
Really?
I was very excited to see the updated branding that you launched. I think it was needed. And it looks fantastic. So congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you. That's great. And yes, we're revealing a new brand for the WTCA. And, the whole key is WTCA is focused on growing business, growing connections. And you're really manifesting that with everything you do. So hopefully it's showing in the brand too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So besides the brand, what have you thought about our hosts here in Bengaluru?
Just fabulous. I love the conference. Look forward to the tours of factories tomorrow, and just all the many opportunities that we're able to take advantage of here.
Absolutely. It is unique. Maybe you can talk to that. It is a unique opportunity here that it's not just another conference. There is matchmaking going on at the corporate level for your members.
Yeah. And it's a great model, because it's actually what we do at World Trade Center Utah when we produce our governor's trade missions. I mean, World Trade Center Association is essentially opening doors for member organizations to come in and see unique things that we wouldn't see just on our own, right? It's the same thing when a governor leads a delegation. He opens those doors. We just on this trip, and we met with U.S. Ambassador Garcetti to India, U.S. Ambassador to India, Eric Garcetti. We met with the Minister of Commerce and Industry. We met with the Minister of Education, Deputy Minister of External Affairs. These are all things that our former governor that came with us, had opened those doors. These are great opportunities for not only us as an organization, but for businesses that are looking to grow internationally.
Absolutely. Well, John, is there anything else that you want to make sure everyone knows about World Trade Center Utah?
I would just like to extend an invitation to come to Utah. You will love the people. You'll love the landscapes. We have 5 national parks. It is beautiful. The skiing is fantastic. As you know, we talked about skiing offline.
I do.
And it's a fertile environment for growing and building a business.
Absolutely. And I second that in terms of all the outdoor opportunity there. So if anyone wants to reach you, how can they get a hold of World Trade Center Utah and yourself?
Thank you. They can go to our website, WTCUtah.com. My email is jfreedman, JFREEDMAN, @WTCUtah.com.
Great. Wonderful. Well, it has been a pleasure speaking to you and getting to know more about your organization and all of the prolific trade that's going on there. So thank you for joining us for WTCA TV.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome back to our WTCA TV viewers. We are live streaming from Bengaluru, India, for the 54th Annual Global Business Forum hosted by the World Trade Centers Association. And I am honored and privileged to have by my side the President and CEO of World Trade Center Philadelphia, Mr. Thomas Young. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. Maybe we start by you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Thomas Young, I've been president CEO of the World Trade Center of Greater Philadelphia since August, so about 7-8 months now. And the thing that we really focus on in Philadelphia is our economic development. We really focus on our trade, import and export, and really building a brand of the World Trade Center of Greater Philadelphia to be a household name in Philadelphia.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Well, tell me what you are hoping to accomplish while you're here at the Business Forum.
The thing that we're really looking to accomplish is to make sure that the World Trade Center Association, along with all of the 322 World Trade Centers, recognize Greater Philadelphia as one of the premier World Trade Centers around the world. My goal is to make sure that before I leave my tenure, that we've touched all 322, and hopefully by that point it'll be a lot more.
You are here for the connections, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
Great. And what are you looking for in a connection?
So we're looking for business partners. We're looking for trade partners. We're looking for people to invest in Philadelphia, but also to have Philadelphia's companies invest in their respective regions as well. I think that being in Philadelphia, we have certain criteria. We have certain unique characteristics, characters that most World Trade Centers have. So we talk about international financial services. We have those headquartered in Philadelphia. When we're talking about Vanguard, or when we're talking about Lincoln Financial, or when we're talking about FS Investment, we have multinational corporations as well. When you talk about Comcast as a whole, and Aramark, which those are some of the things that we have going on in Philadelphia right now. So we just want to make sure that we're putting our message out there, and we express into the world that Philadelphia is open for business.
Absolutely. And those are some prolific brands that you're showcasing. Great.
Absolutely.
Well, tell me, how are you finding Bengaluru?
Oh, Bengaluru is amazing. This is my first time in India. I lived abroad for 2 years. I lived in Germany for 2 years for a professional job. But being in India, this has been a totally different experience, a culture shock in a good way.
Yes.
I enjoyed the dancing. I've enjoyed the wonderful spicy food. And I've enjoyed just the overall atmosphere and the welcoming that Bengaluru has brought us. And really, World Trade Center of Bengaluru has done a fantastic job of showing great hospitality to the World Trade Center Association as a whole.
We are hearing that time and time again through our interviews, the connections, the food, and the welcoming spirit that we've had here.
Absolutely.
I understand you have a delegation with you.
We do.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so it's 9 of us that's here from the World Trade Center of Greater Philadelphia, but we also have 2 businesses with us here as well. And the thing that we're really doing, and the reason why we've brought so big delegation, is because we're looking at 2026 as a big year for Philadelphia. We have 3 international events going on in Philadelphia that year. We have the FIFA World Cup, which will be in Philadelphia from June 11th to July 19th. We have the semi-quincentennial, which is the 250th birthday of America. And we have the MLB All-Star Game that year as well. So we're looking at it and saying that at a crucial point in time in Philadelphia's history, where we're going to be front and center to the world when it comes to all the great things we have. We want to make sure that we're selling that as well.
Well, who wouldn't want to be there for any one of those opportunities there?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, is there anything else that you want to make sure the world knows about World Trade Center Philadelphia?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for that. I want to make sure that the world understands that there is nowhere else in our country, in USA, where you can go and get the rich history of how our great democracy got started. I mean, we are the birthplace of America. You can catch a train 2 hours north to one of the most famous cities in the world, in New York City, come back to Philadelphia, and then catch a train 2 hours south to Washington, D.C. to see how our great country is run today and also see all of the great museums that they have there. But then you could come back to Philadelphia, and I'll put our restaurant scene up against any restaurant scene in the country. We won two of the most prestigious two of the most prestigious restaurant awards last year, the James Beard Award for Best Restaurant and Best Restaurateur. And this year we have about 9 or 11 semifinalists in this same category. So we're really looking at the arts, the culture, the history, all of the great things that's going on in Philadelphia, the proximity to New York and D.C., and we're really selling ourselves as the international gateway for the Mid-Atlantic region of our country.
Well, you sold me. I'm ready.
Thank you.
My bags are packed and I'm hungry.
And we look forward to having you.
Excellent, excellent. Well, so for any organizations that want to get in touch with you and get to know the World Trade Center Philadelphia more so, how do they reach you?
Yeah, so they can reach us on our website, WTCphila.org. Phil is WTCphila.org. We have all of our trade specialists and we have all of our staff on there, and we have our email address on there as well. So if anyone is interested in coming to Philadelphia, visiting, doing business, or potentially living in Philadelphia, they should reach out to us because, like I said, we're open for business and we're willing and able to make things happen.
Wonderful. Well, great. It's so nice to learn more about you and more about your organization. So congratulations. I hope you have a really successful event.
Thank you. And thank you for having me on today.
Absolutely. So this has been Laurel Burton for WTCA TV. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back to WTCA TV, and we are live streaming from Bengaluru, India, home of the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, hosted by the World Trade Centers Association. What an incredible opportunity to be joined today by Eugenio Guzman, who is president of the World Trade Center Monterrey. Welcome.
Laurel, thanks for having me here with you. And yes, I must admit it's been a marvelous experience to be here, learning from India how it's grown, what has happened to this fantastic nation, fascinating country in the past few decades, how they have truly aligned all their efforts to have some strategic areas that they have truly thrived on them. And I guess they're setting an example for the rest of the world.
Aren't they, though? Well, let me ask you, what have you learned since you've been here?
Well, okay, picture a country that has to move 1,400 people all at once and is moving them at more than 12% per annum as a GDP growth. I mean, I don't see that happening in many other places of the world. They are producing, see, they are growing at $1 trillion just in one state. That's their GDP per annum. $1 trillion, just to put it in perspective, that's equivalent to the total Mexican economy. See, so this province of Canacata is growing, is becoming one more Mexico per year.
There's a lot to learn from that.
Yes, I think so, yes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, what tips do you have to accelerate your growth like that?
Well, Laurel, I would think that it's a matter of having a strategic plan, truly having an industrial plan that would factor in all the competitive advantages that they have as nations. See, one of them is they are producing the largest number of engineers all over the world. Part of the reason for that's one of my learnings, is that back in the 1970s, the government would tell the people that so long as they studied engineering, they would have a guaranteed job. So that was prevalent back then. Nowadays, I mean, anyone from any discipline can find a job, but in their mindset, Indians do believe that if they study engineering, they have a successful pathway to progress and to be um, enjoying a better life in the future. So most people think that they ought to study engineering, and that's why they have, see, in Kanakata, here in Bangalore, they produce more software than in the entire USA together. Just
Wow.
one single province in India. Isn't that amazing?
It is an amazing statistic. You're rattling off several amazing statistics.
One more thing. One hurdle that they have, that's one of my learnings as well, is that only 3% of the total population pay income tax. That's very low. But on the other hand, the money that the government makes out of the value added tax, that is tax on consumption, is so high that it's sufficient to make this nation grow the way it's been growing for the past few decades. So um, I guess it's not only a matter of how much money you make, it's the way you allocate those resources to truly make them productive.
Absolutely. And those are incredible insights. I actually want to take it back around to your World Trade Center Monterey and your association with the university, which one may assume, having listened to you and the statistics. Tell me about World Trade Center Monterey.
Well, World Trade Center Monterey, Laurel, is the only World Trade Center throughout Latin America whose license is owned by a university. It happens to be the third largest university in Mexico, and it's a public university. And the rationale behind having a World Trade Center at a university was quite, I think, futuristic. They wanted to have a bridge between all the researchers, all the different centers at the university, all the different faculties, with the private entities and with the government. So one way of doing so was by means of having a World Trade Center license. So it's proven to be successful. Whoever thought of it back 19 years ago, he really hit on the head of the nail. And as of now, it's part of the deliverables is that the most successful small and medium size development center throughout Mexico is located at the World Trade Center Monterey.
That's a proud accomplishment.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of accomplishments, what do you hope to accomplish here at today's Global Business Forum?
Well, Laurel, for better or for worse, Mexican exports are predominantly tailored towards the U.S. market. I mean, we look north, and that's got to do with economic reasons. But what if we were to look further, further from our noses and try to see other markets?
This is Laurel Burton, and we are coming to you live from Bengaluru, India, home of the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, hosted by the World Trade Centers Association. And there are so many dynamic people in this conference, but I am pleased to be joined by my side by one of the more prolific leaders here, Mr. Brian Wesley Curtin, head of World Trade Center Georgetown. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. And it's a pleasure to join you. Like you said, I'm Wesley Curtin, and I'm the executive director of the World Trade Center Georgetown, which is one of the newer kids on the block, so to speak, in terms of the WTCA family, but I think we're already making an impact. So, again, thanks for having me.
Oh, we're very pleased to have you. So let's start with the obvious question. World Trade Center Georgetown, where are you?
So let me see how good your geography is. We are this Georgetown is is the capital of the only English speaking country in South America.
Very good. Very good.
So
Where?
you tell me.
I'm. Where you need to tell us the country and
No,
tell
you
us
need
more.
to guess the
Oh my
country.
gosh!
Anyhow, let me. It's
You
Guyana.
know what? I may not be doing very well on that.
It's Guyana. It's
Thank you for
it's
the
at tip.
education. I appreciate it.
It's at the tip of South America, and bordered by Venezuela, Brazil, and Suriname.
Am I blushing?
I
should
wasn't.
be
I wasn't looking
because you
that
caught me
closely.
off guard.
I wasn't. I wasn't looking that closely, but it's.
Thank you for
Yeah.
the education.
No, well, it's not really an education. I think that sometimes um, people don't. Well, there are three Guyanas, right? There's former colonies. Guyana, where I come from, was formerly British Guyana. Next to us, Suriname was Dutch Guyana. It's now Suriname, and there's still French Guyana. So, sometimes people not quite sure which Guyana. So we are former British Guyana.
Very good. Very good.
Right.
What does our audience need to know about World Trade Center Georgetown, but also the country of Guyana, and what brings you here to the Global Business Forum?
Sure. But perhaps, the World Trade Center Georgetown has been birthed out of what is happening in Guyana. So perhaps I should tell you a little bit about what's happening in Guyana. And then that should justify why we are having a World Trade Center in Georgetown. Guyana is one of the fastest growing economies in the world today. We have had oil discoveries beginning in 2019, which is helping to transform the country. We are reported to have oil reserves of about 11 billion barrels
Wow.
and still counting. There's still more exploration taking place. And so, what that has facilitated is that in the last 2 to 3 years, we're beginning to earn income from that oil and gas resource. And that is helping to expand the economy, transform the economy in several ways, in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of human capacity building, and in terms of the development of other sectors such as agribusiness, tourism, mining, and the list goes on.
It sounds very fruitful. Well, tell me, what are you enjoying most about the Global Business Forum so far?
Well, this is our second. Last year we were in Ghana for the General Assembly. We're here again. I think the one important takeaway from this forum is the interaction. First of all, the networking, and then the process of learning from some other countries and some other WTC's experiences, and learning some of the best practices, uh, being brought up to date on what can be some of the pitfalls, what mistakes might have been made by others before, so that we make the same mistakes. And so, I find it very, very informative and educational and useful to us as we develop our programs and so on within the World Trade Center, Georgetown. I have signed, since I've been here, I think about 5 or 6 MOUs
Wow.
that provides a framework for follow up discussion and action, not just talk, but talk and action. And, so I'm very excited about some of the follow up that can take place because of what is happening in Ghana in terms of the economy, there's a lot of interest in Ghana. People interested in trading with us, people interested in investing, wanting to find out what the opportunities are. And so I've been spending a lot of time, discussing opportunities that would be of mutual benefit. And so that's been a key part of my involvement here in this forum. And I think we're going to see a lot of fruitful, mutually beneficial activity and results
Absolutely.
from being here. The World Trade Center Georgetown, the building itself, we should have opened it at the end of December, end of last year. We've had some supply chain issues in terms of getting the building complete, but we are getting it complete during the third quarter of this year. And we plan to have an opening and a formal opening and to welcome to Guyana all the WTCs and all the businesses from around the world that are interested, and I think that should come to Guyana
Mm-hmm.
to see what's happening there, the opportunities that are available in a broad you know broad menu of sectors. And so I think Guyana is planning, and we are planning and getting ready to welcome as many as are interested. And from what I'm gathered here, there are a lot of interest in Guyana from here in India, from North America, Asia, Europe, Latin America, of course,
Mm-hmm.
of which we are a part. Um, the only English-speaking uh, country in South America. And so, like I said, we are excited.
Well, you should be excited. I mean, a brand new building and these opportunities. Maybe you can tell
Well,
our audience a little bit about.
it's not a entirely brand new building. It's a building. It's 8 stories, and what we've done is we're modernizing it. Um, so and it's taking some time. Sometimes it's easier to build from scratch.
Mhm.
But what we are trying to do, or not trying to do, but what we are doing, is ensuring that the building meets international standards. We have had guidelines, particularly because it's a World Trade Center building. We've got some particular security measures
Mhm.
that are being put in place. Um, those measures are new to buildings in Guyana, so it's taking some time. The kind of material we're using and so on, and some of the other attributes that will guarantee the safety and security of our tenants and all those that come to the facility for meetings and receptions and so on.
That sounds very good. And my final question to you today is, what do you want to make sure that the world takes away today about not only Guyana, but Georgetown and the opportunities?
The world. Well, we are a very peaceful society, um, a unique society in that we are comprised of people of 6 different races living in harmony, working together. Small population, um, less than 1 million people, but a country that is really positioning itself on the world stage now as um, a good investment destination, uh, an economy that is stable, a country that is politically stable as well. Um, and then, of course, we don't offer the kind of blue water and white sand beaches that you would find in the Caribbean, but we offer a unique ecotourism experiences. We boast of the tallest one drop waterfall in the world,
Whoa.
Kaitoa Falls. We also boast of the tallest wooden church in the world, St. George's Cathedral. Um, And like I say, a visit to Guyana, there's a lot that we known as the land of many waters because we have several rivers and creeks. Um, and so, like I said, we offer a menu of products and experiences that I think people will find not only interesting but um, find within those experiences opportunities to do business.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I mentioned agribusiness and agriculture, tourism, but fisheries. We are big in gold and diamond mining, and so on. So, the opportunities are more or less countless, and we are good partners. Um, we look forward to the companies that come to do business with us to partner with locals and to be fair, because we are going to be fair, and of course to respect our laws and to be environmentally friendly, so that at the end of the day, there's mutual benefit to the country and to whoever comes to do business with us.
Well, I want to wish you good fortune at the global business event this week. Clearly, there's a lot to be proud of and to share with the world about Georgetown.
Sure, and I want to take the opportunity to thank the hosts. I think the arrangements have been excellent. The hospitality has been warm,
Yes.
and the friendship has been open. I mean, everybody's open to, interacting and being as helpful as they can be. And I think that augurs well with so much, uh, I think, disruptions going on around the world, Gaza and uh, Ukraine, and then some other little smaller things like in our own country where we face a threat from a neighbor, Venezuela. But we're working that out, and that's two neighboring countries. They say you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your neighbors. So we're working that out and finding a solution that will keep our hemisphere, the Americas, peaceful and stable.
Well, and isn't that the benefit of an organization like WTCA, where we really are building those bridges and fostering connections, and it really is quite a small world.
Of course, and one of the things that we are focusing on is the concept of peace through trade.
It's a lovely sentiment, and it works perfectly well for exactly what you said.
Exactly.
Yes.
So thank you again for having me.
Thank
Much
you. It has
appreciated.
been an absolute pleasure. So, everyone, a great big thank you to Wesley Curtin from WTC Georgetown. This is WTCA TV Live, and that's a wrap.
Again, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back to WTCA TV. We are live streaming live from Bengaluru, India, home of the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, hosted by the World Trade Centers Association. I'm your host, Laurel Burton, and I am pleased to have two more guests from World Trade Center Philadelphia, Denzel Wallace and Susan Mills McDonald. Welcome to you both.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us here today.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you. WTCA is thrilled to have you. Why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about your roles and what you do for the Philadelphia organization?
Certainly. I am the Chief Administrative Officer for the World Trade Center Greater Philadelphia. I have been with the organization since September 2013, so it's been a long road. When I came to Philadelphia some 30 years ago, I came from New York and I never really felt like I belonged to Philadelphia. By joining and working for the World Trade Center of Greater Philadelphia, I now finally feel like a Philadelphian. So I'm proud to say that I'm a Philadelphian. As my role with the World Trade Center Greater Philadelphia, I help organize everything as far as events, meetings, jack of all trades, basically, assistant to our CEO and President Thomas Young.
You're busy.
I'm very busy.
And Giselle, tell us a little bit about your role as well.
Yeah, so I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing for the World Trade Center. So I'm in charge of everything from our brand, our identity, and just promoting the organization to the greater Philadelphia region and the other World Trade Centers across the globe. So a lot of marketing, a lot of communications, and I'm born in New York, raised in Philadelphia. I'm a lifelong Philadelphian resident, and it feels good to be able to put Philadelphia on a global scene and give back to the city that I've come to love over the years. So.
Denzel, I hear you're relatively new to the organization.
Yes, I started in December, so this is my third month, and it's kind of a fever dream, and I'm already in India. So
Not only are you only in India, but you were telling me something else that's pretty remarkable.
yeah, so this is my second time out of the country, the first being in Mexico and the second being the long journey to India. And it's a beautiful country, and I'm glad that this is going to be in my top 5 places to visit in my lifetime. So yes.
Oh, 100%. So
Not only
speaking
did
of-
he fly here for the second time, but he never has flown any place but outside the country.
Yeah, yes. I've never been on a plane except to go out of the country. Yes.
Well, when you go big.
Yes. Yes.
And you've done that well.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So what do you guys think of Bengaluru and the amazing job they've done, World Trade Center Bengaluru has done on the Global Business Forum?
This has been absolutely fabulous. To have the hospitality and the generosity of the Indian people has just been glorious. Bengaluru has been a dream to come true, to come to Asia for the first time myself. I have traveled internationally before, but never to Asia. And we felt like we were royalty from the time we stepped off the plane in Bengaluru, arriving at the hotel, coming over here, and just everyone has been absolutely delightful.
What is your favorite?
I just want to first give a shout out to Bengaluru. You guys have knocked it out of the park, especially as I mentioned earlier, a new flyer, new traveler. For you guys to show this much love to people who aren't native to your country, I really appreciate it. My favorite thing from the entire Global Business Forum has been the collaborative nature and meeting the other WTCs. Since I'm so new to the organization, I'm eager to learn about the other World Trade Centers, and I'm eager to collaborate, and I'm eager to not just promote my city, but help promote yours, and just build a collaborative network all around.
Well, and if you are the marketer of the bunch, that's the name of the game, isn't it?
Yes. Comes with the territory.
Are you making the connections that you wanted to? Is that what you're hoping to accomplish?
Yes. So my goal here right now is to promote Philadelphia as a global city, and meet with the other World Trade Centers and meet with the businesses in India and let them know that we are international gateway of the Mid-Atlantic region. We are an hour and a half train ride from the most famous city on earth, New York, and then you can come back, have the most delicious food. Our food scene is top notch, and then you take an hour train ride back down to Washington, D.C. and see the capital of modern day democracy. So there's a lot going on for Philadelphia, especially with 2026 looming and our semi-quincentennial. So I'm just here to tell everybody about our city, about our organization, and what we can do to promote our city and also help, promote yours when great things are coming to your cities as well. And you can use us as a model.
It sounds like a wonderful model. And Susan, you mentioned a little bit more about collaboration. Tell us.
Yes, as a World Trade Center that does not have a building, we rely upon the collaboration we have with many other organizations around Philadelphia and the greater Philadelphia region, from the governments, the chambers of commerces, the universities, hospitals, you name it, we are involved with people. The World Affairs Council actually is just down the hall from us, so we're able to collaborate with them. U.S. Commercial Trade Services is in our building. So we may not have that building, but we have the international field within our building. There's about 5 honorary councils of different countries within our building. So we are hoping at some point in time that we can pull all those resources together to have a building as we collaborate with other people to help us provide services to anyone who travels to us. one of the things I like about here is I've known so many of the names of people within the WTCA for a long time. And in October, I got to meet many of them, and I met many more today over the last couple of days.
Isn't that the name of the game? I mean, it's really all about fostering connections.
Mhm.
And do you really need a building when it's all about the people and in person? It seems like that's your experience.
That is our experience. It's a wonderful experience to have.
Great. What would you guys like to leave our viewers with in terms of something to know about Philadelphia and your World Trade Center?
Go ahead.
Well, one of the things I would like to say about the city is that we are a huge city. We're the sixth largest city in the United States, but we're a city of brotherly love, and I like to harp on that fact. And there's a uniqueness in Philadelphia where it has a big city vibe, but you know everybody as well. So you can't go down the street without someone calling your name when you're walking down Market Street or you're on Broad Street. So there are so many unique connections because those connections last a lifetime in a city like Philadelphia. So, and the one thing I would say about the World Trade Center, yes, we don't have a building, but again, because we rely on our partners to help promote our city and help promote our region, that is what makes us what a World Trade Center should be, a collaborative network that relies on its partners and that can pull on the people that we need to pull on when we want to do the things we want to do. And when we collaborate like that, great things can happen.
Absolutely.
I'd also like to talk about the strength of our team at the World Trade Center of Greater Philadelphia. We're small but mighty. We have experience. We probably have 15 to 20 languages spoken by the 7 members of our staff.
Wow.
People have worked internationally for many years. Many of us have backgrounds in studying foreign languages, doing different cultural things. It's very, very important for us to work as a team, and that's one of the things that I think that gives us our uniqueness.
I can see that. And we had the pleasure of interviewing Thomas Young earlier, your CEO, and he expressed the same thing. It really seems like you have a wonderful team working together.
Yeah, most important.
Very good, very good. Anything else you want to share with our viewers today?
Yeah, I guess the one final thing is make sure you guys book your flights to Philadelphia, especially in 2026. We have the first 4 games of the FIFA World Cup coming in Philadelphia. We have the semi-quincentennial, which is the 250th anniversary of the MLB All-Star Games. There's a lot of good things coming in 2026. So book now before the hotels fill up.
Good point.
I'll leave that with Denzel. It was a great send-off.
Very good, very good. Well, I want to thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you for having
and for
me.
joining our inaugural week with WTCA TV.
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Welcome back to WTCA TV, and we are coming live from Bengaluru, India, home of the 54th Annual Global Business Forum from WTCA. And I am pleased to be joined by Care. And we might just have a little coffee talk. Care and coffee.
Thanks for inviting me. And it's Khair. My complete name is Khair Ul Nisa.
So, tell me more about your World Trade Center and how I should be really pronouncing all of these items. So, World Trade Center Noida, tell me more.
So World Trade Center Noida was third World Trade Center, and it started in 2013, and it was North India's first World Trade Center. But I think it's been a pioneer in the World Trade Center network because it's like a mini city. It's almost 150 acres plus. It's got industrial, it's got residential, it's got commercial, it's got retail. It's built on the principles of live, work, play. And we take a lot of pride that it's LEED certified. It's a sustainable project for us, and we call it Mainstream Green. So we believe in sustainability. So all the World Trade Centers that my organization is managing, and that's 13 of them,
Wow.
are all under the Mainstream Green ideology. So sustainability is a major focus and core for us. The World Trade Center Noida is a mini city being built. I remember the time when the World Trade Center Noida started, I could actually play football. From one end to another, I could actually throw a football, and I could see exotic animals like the nilgais, the crocodiles, the monitor lizards. I've seen that all. But now I see traffic jams and I see speed breakers. And I probably would be the first person who gets pleasure at seeing such speed breakers and traffic jams. Because for me, it's like living up to the ideology of the World Trade Center, that we transform regions. And that is what World Trade Center Noida has done. It has transformed the region.
Absolutely. That sounds amazing, what the transformation is that you've seen. My goodness. You look beautiful today, by the way. I want to hear more about
Thank you.
your jewelry.
Thank you so much. I'm originally from Kashmir. So the nomad shepherds of Kashmir usually wear this jewelry. And I actually, if I have to describe myself, I would say I'm a nomad. So that's how the nomad in me is wearing the nomad shepherd's jewelry.
Well, it's beautiful. And that's why in the beginning we were joking about coffee liqueur, because this is the right thing to talk about, the fun part to talk about.
Oh, you know what? My name gets pronounced in different ways. So I have Luciano who calls me Kair. You're calling me Kair. And I have Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi, because I'm on an assignment for NEOM. He calls me Khair. So it's always like I have to look at and understand that, is it me they're calling?
And deal with people like me who are making our way through.
Thank you.
But it's a beautiful name in all those versions that I heard.
You know what it means?
No, tell me.
Khairul Nisa means best of all women.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that right there is wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
so
wonderful.
I give the credit to my parents.
They should get all that credit. Well, tell me, what are you enjoying most about the Global Business Forum?
Everything. I've actually come back after a year's time. I had taken a sabbatical, or I would say I say that I was hibernating because I was in an assignment to another country by the World Trade Center and the government of Noida and the government of UP, and I was working on a project. So I'm meeting my family now, the World Trade Center family, and it's so good to meet everybody and to see that everybody had missed me as well. So that really is a different feeling to know that you were missed.
I can see the family connections here, and even though you're across 90 countries and there's over 300,
it's very close knit. We're very connected, very close knit, and very involved with each other. It's a very human organization, I must say that.
Certainly so. Certainly so. Well, good. Well, good. Tell me what the world needs to know about World Trade Center Noida and Northern India.
See, World Trade Center Noida is actually instrumental. We work on a lot of government initiatives like Make in India, Smart Cities, Startup India, Stand Up India, Amrut, because we're part of a lot of infrastructural development. And World Trade Center Noida has one of the very large real estate infrastructure because it's like a mini city being developed. In that respect, that we are catering, we're very involved with the government for their initiatives. We have taken upon ourselves with the government of UP to one of the sectors of Make in India, which is the electronic system design manufacturing. And the target is 5 trillion in the coming years. By 2030, that's the target that we have to make it a 5 trillion economy, out of which ESDM is 2 trillion.
Wow.
And there are two cities which have been taken, which are considered very vital for ESDM sector. One is Noida, and the other is in the south, Telangana. So World Trade Center Noida is the nucleus for the ESDM hub or the global city in UP, in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So we are providing a lot of infrastructure services, and these services are both real estate services as well as trade services which are being offered. The global city is MOX. It's actually termed as MOX, that is Mobile Open Exchange. And you would see that in and around World Trade Center Noida, we have the third largest investment under Make in India, which is Vivo. And we have 33 mobile companies and related companies which we have actually facilitated their investments in UP.
Wonderful, wonderful. And that must tie to the fact that Smart City. Tell me a little bit about Smart Cities.
The Smart City Initiative of India is 100 smart cities in 100 cities. And the first role model city is Gift City, which is the Gujarat International Financial and Technology City. And incidentally, this city is also India's first IFSC city center. And Gujarat's first World Trade Center is in Gift City. It's 1.5 million square feet, being developed in 2 phases. The first phase is ready, and now we have already started work on the second phase.
Wow, you guys have been busy and very productive, I must say.
Yes, absolutely. So there are a lot of technology companies. We've also been facilitating the government for these investments within the policy. So we do a lot of work in the policy aspect. So a lot of contribution of investments, both under and when we were facilitating ESDM companies as well as the financial and tech companies. We're involved with the state governments in policy as well.
Gosh, you are busy. Is there anything else, though, that you want to make sure we know before we sign off today?
So while World Trade Center, like I always say that there are many aspects to the World Trade Center. The most important aspect of the World Trade Center is while we are doing trade and investment, but the people who are doing this trade and investment are humans, are people. So people is a very, very important element and the core for World Trade Centers. When we're dealing with people, we're also talking about human capital development and some social aspects. So we have initiatives like Homemade in India, Sustainable Livelihood, wherein we are actually involved with the grassroots organizations. We have a very large member base, and this member base that we have is dealing with the CEOs, which that's the categorization we have, and even the MSMEs, and even to the limit of startups, entrepreneurs, creating social entrepreneurs, and weavers, because India is rich in handicrafts. So we are in the process of creating a cooperative which helps the actual weavers and designers who are actually doing, or craftsmen who are actually doing the actual work, that how we can benefit and help them take the advantage of the global network.
That's wonderful. And you're right. We don't buy from companies as much as we buy from the personality, the people that we believe in and trust. And that seems to be the mantra here at the WTCA. It's all about the connections and the family, as you mentioned.
See, I'll tell you what, the modern business is no longer a cold like it used to be. Now it's more personalized. I mean, the borders have become smaller, they become shorter, we've become much more closer. The social media, our engagements are, especially after COVID, we all wanted to become social, more social. Yes, there was a time, post COVID, immediately after post COVID, you were a little conscious, but then we humans are social animals, so to say that. So as social beings, we want to be connected with, with other people. And I think the World Trade Center fraternity is a great platform where you would see this connectedness. You would see the bindings. We appreciate the unique aspects, the diversity that the network offers. We accept it. That acceptance is very important, because that acceptance actually allows us to work around it, to be more involved. I always say that the World Trade Center is human. It's humans who are dealing with it, and it's humans who are doing business at the end of the day. That's why it's very, very successful as a network.
I think that's a lovely sentiment to leave on today. That's wonderful. I want to thank you for your
Thank you so
time,
much.
for your energy, for your beautiful wear that you can show
You're
off to
very
everybody
kind.
else, and for doing coffee talk with me.
Thank you so much. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, my dear. So thank you
Yes,
so much.
yes.
Take care.
Thank you. And thanks for joining us for WTCA TV today. I'm Laurel Burton, and we're signing out. And we are back with WTCA TV live from Bengaluru, India, home of the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, hosted by the World Trade Centers Association. I'm your host, Laurel Burton, and I am thrilled to be partnered here with two fellow Denverites, Denver, Colorado. First, Stephanie Garnica and Sandy Moy Lennon. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I have the honor of being with your delegation to represent Denver, but why don't you tell us a little bit about your roles, and what brought you to the Global Business Forum?
Go ahead. Well, again, I'm Sandy Moylan, and I am the Vice President of Operations for the World Trade Center Denver. So in that role, I manage all of our trade services. It's something that we've intentionally tried to build out for the last 5 years, and that's been my role, is to move beyond just educating our community in international trade and international business topics, and really looking into helping our businesses become more global with one-on-one support through our consulting services. And then our latest trade service that we offered is really more of an accelerated program that combines both our consulting practice and our education together into one at an accelerated pace. So our accelerated program is our newest trade service. So
well, good.
That is what we've been up to the past 5 years.
And I'm going to ask you more about that in a moment, too. And Stephanie, tell us a little bit about your role. You are adjacent to World Trade Center Denver, but tell us more.
Absolutely. Thank you. So I work for the City of Denver in the Economic Development and Opportunity Office, and specifically was brought in to lead the city's global engagement effort. So that includes both promoting Denver as a great place for international businesses to land and set up operations, but also serves as the diplomacy tool and arm of the city, and really that entry point into Denver for any visiting foreign business person, foreign dignitary, any international visitor that's not coming for a conference or as a tourist or as a student, but needs to meet with either government representatives or private sector, is really that role that we play, is to help them navigate who's in the city, who might be a good resource, and how can we help welcome them if they're looking to land in our city long term.
I'm just going to add one thing about Stephanie and her job. This is a pretty rare role for a U.S. city to actually take on a global team. So it's pretty special and pretty unique to Denver that we have a Stephanie in our city. So we love having a Stephanie in our city.
Oh, thank you for that, Sandy. And I really appreciate you saying that. But it is true. And something we're starting to hear more of in the U.S. is the need to have subnational diplomacy, which is, in essence, a lot of the work our team does, in addition to promoting our city to attract foreign investment into, but also help our companies grow outside of our own borders. So it's both trade and investment, but additionally playing that diplomatic role on a subnational level.
So this might be a good time to ask you about DIDO.
Thank you. Yes, DIDO is the City of Denver's Economic Development and Opportunity Office. And so within DIDO is my team, the Global Engagement team. We have more traditional business development, retention, expansion. So focusing on domestic business development types of efforts. We also have workforce development within our office. And then we have another division that focuses on small business opportunities, so helping minority-owned businesses get certified to do business with the city. So collectively, we all form the economic development arm of city government.
Wonderful. And I love the fact that there is a marriage between the City of Denver and the World Trade Center Denver.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit more, because I believe you guys have some initiatives shared together.
We absolutely, again, this international business community in Denver, the ecosystem to support our companies that are looking to do more global things or welcoming our global community into our community, is a joint effort between multiple organizations. And we, again, every community says they're unique, but I truly believe in Denver that we are really unique in that we really collaborate with organizations. So it's not just us doing global things at the World Trade Center Denver. It's a collective effort to really globalize our community. Again, Denver is a growing city in the United States, and we are not the most global city in the United States. And so we are collectively making efforts, working together to really raise the awareness of Denver in global markets. And then also, I think the real important step is raising the awareness in our own community that we are much more global than we think, and give ourselves credit for. So we've got a number of businesses doing business around the world, and just getting that message out is really important. So we're one arm that does that. City government does that. Our state government does that too. But we have to work all together to coordinate that message. And luckily in Denver, we do.
Well, not only in Denver, but now here in Bengaluru. So I want to hear what have been some of your favorite moments here in Bengaluru so far in the Global Business Forum.
Gosh, meeting the representatives from World Trade Centers around the globe is really fun. And even as we look at where we're starting to see an influx of companies and people coming into our city to then meet people from some of those same countries here and just share ideas and exchange thoughts on why is that happening and how can we leverage what is going on to even amplify it more. So a fun example, a good friend of mine in Denver just got a job with the US State Department and was assigned to go to the US Embassy in Abuja, Nigeria. And we were sitting yesterday during the opening ceremony and I look up and see a woman and her name badge said Abuja, Nigeria. So I talked to her and I mean, kind of unrelated, but related still, just the beauty of these connections. So to tell her that my friend was going to be moving to her city in just a couple months, she and I and Sandy took a photograph together. I sent it to my friend back in Denver to say, you already now have a new friend in Abuja for when you land and want to get set up. So the beauty of bringing people together from around the world, making those connections and uncovering commonalities and ways to start building a relationship moving forward. I think that's been one of my favorite parts so far.
That sounds wonderful. And Sandy, what have been some of the highlights?
I would say building on that, bringing, again, all the World Trade Centers together, but then bringing our members along with us so that they can connect directly with these World Trade Centers too. It's just, there's something about in-person connections that you make and these relationships that you build. So letting our members come along with us, and we're a delegation of 8 other Denver companies here. So hopefully most of you have met then all of our Denver companies, but having them experience what we get to experience as a network, I think is just incredible. And those personal relationships that they can build for themselves is really helpful too. So I love the idea, this global business forum, moving it from a general assembly to a global business forum, letting our member companies come along with us is really special. So that's been my favorite part.
Very good. Well, how about some of the tourist destinations? I happen to know that you've done a nice tour of Bengaluru, and I may have been able to be fortunate enough to join you. Did you have a favorite visit and stop?
Ooh, I loved our lunch, getting an authentic restaurant experience. Granted, we have had every single meal we have had here, in my opinion, has been so amazing. I don't know if my pants will agree with me, but so amazing. Just every single meal. So that authentic meal that we had at a Indian restaurant where it was a Sunday afternoon, and so a lot of Indian families were joining at the restaurant. So that was just fun to see. That again, and the food and the amount of food that kept coming. That was just fun to be part of. So that was my favorite part.
I understand that restaurant is over 100 years old, just turned a century. That's amazing. And how about you, Stephanie?
That was another favorite of mine, but additionally, I really enjoyed the palace tour that we started off with to get a glimpse into the royal life here in India. And then there happened to be a wedding going on, as we all remember. So even seeing the preparations taking place, the decor, the flowers, the beauty of putting together what this amazing venue was going to be like for this upcoming wedding. That was really special
the
too.
The amount of flowers. That was fun to see. Just a cultural experience that we stumbled upon. That was nice.
And will be memorable
yes.
for years ahead.
Yes.
Excellent. Are there any last elements you want to make sure we share with the WTCA viewers while we have you?
I think it's time for us to at least bring up our joint program that we put together, because I think the World Trade Center Network could really feed a program that we have put on very successfully for the last 9. I guess we've done 9 sessions. Yeah. Anyway, we run a joint program with City of Denver and the World Trade Center Denver, really trying to grow international entrepreneurs, help them grow and grow in the United States, which benefits their home country as well. So we have jointly developed an initiative for the city of Denver called the Global Landing Pad. And I'll let Steph really, this was Stephanie's brainchild. We'll give you full credit for that. But it's just been a really unique program to the city of Denver and again, pretty unique in the United States that we'd love to get more World Trade Centers involved because I think it could benefit the World Trade Center network. We could help more international entrepreneurs through the World Trade Center.
Yeah, and really, there are entrepreneurial pockets in every country. I mean, that's something we've learned here in Bengaluru as well, is how a lot of the tech infrastructure that was here has now morphed into a lot of that tech talent leaving and starting their own spin-off companies. So a lot of entrepreneurs here in Bengaluru and around the globe. And so Denver, as our new global team was established as part of city government, being that welcoming arm to international business people, foreign dignitaries, we realize that companies, no matter where they're from, or business people, founders, no matter where in the world they're from, no matter what sector they represent, the U.S. is a big market. It's an overwhelming market. It's sometimes referred to as 50 countries in one, and then even within our 50 states, cities are unique. And so helping these international founders not only understand if Denver could be the right fit for their company as they explored U.S. expansion, but if it is, how do you go about, where do you even begin? What's step one? So knowing that the World Trade Center Denver has this incredible network of experts in all of these very topics, whether it's international banking, whether it's immigration, whether it's the legal structure of a company, and what are the tax liabilities depending upon how you structure your company, to how do I hire people? There's different hiring practices in different countries. So international business people coming to a new market are not only trying to launch revenue generating, profitable company, but they also need to raise brand awareness or create it if it doesn't exist, and then learn how to go about engaging in business in a totally different way. So through this program, we help guide them through all of the steps needed to raise awareness if they weren't familiar, and then provide them with the solution, with the expert provider, with the organization that then can help them do that very thing, while also introducing them to who are some people or members of the community from their home country who could help them navigate those challenges, help them if they're feeling homesick. So really trying to make it both the right fit from a geographic location to also the right fit culturally, and then really helping them get integrated into our community. So our global landing pad, as Sandy said, this will be our 9th cohort coming up in September. So this has been a great means also of promoting our global landing pad now that the portal's open for applicants, and sharing the idea with the other World Trade Centers that are here to see if they do something similar or are interested in replicating this really successful program that's allowed us to welcome 90 companies from almost 20 countries to Denver to come spend time together, go through the program, forge friendships, relationships, and then about 30% of the companies end up actually landing and establishing their company in Denver.
Which, again, is an amazing statistic. 30% success rate in having these companies then open up operations in Denver. It's pretty amazing.
That's wonderful. It's very aptly named Global Landing Pad because you truly have established that Denver is the global landing pad for anyone in our community to come and do business, set up shop.
That's right. Yeah.
So if there's anyone that wants to learn more about the World Trade Center Denver or Dito and what your programs, how do we reach you?
Probably easiest way is through email, and then from there we can send information, and maybe our emails will be shared through this interview or posted at the end. Happy to provide that information and make it accessible to whoever might want it.
All of our social media was provided, I believe. So social media, any means.
And contacting the World Trade Center Denver. Great.
Yes.
World Trade Center Denver.
Yes.
Great.
Perfect starting point.
And perfect endpoint.
Yes, yes.
Great. Well, I just want to thank you too for stopping by WTCA TV. It's wonderful to work with fellow Denverites. Sandy, Stephanie, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Laurel. We're glad you're glad to be a Denverite with you. We are in great company here.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Welcome back to WTCA TV. We are streaming live from Bengaluru, India, home of the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, presented by the World Trade Centers Association. I am thrilled to have by my side Bertrand Gervais, Managing Director of a World Trade Center in France. Please, how did I do with your name?
No, you have a charming accent for sure.
Which means not
So
so close.
my name is Bertrand Gervais, and I am from the World Trade Center Poitiers Futuroscope, okay, which is based in the west center of France. Our World Trade Center in Poitiers Futuroscope has many services. Okay, first, we are here to assist all the businesses, the French businesses, but also to help French businesses to go to international. Okay. The second is all the equipment we have, the real estate. We can offer a large panel of private offices, open spaces. They are all connected, meeting rooms also. Third, we have the oldest business club. This business club is about 45 years old, and we have over 80 members. So it's great business club, which is called Futur Export, and it's one of the largest business club, international business club in our region, which is called Nouvelle Aquitaine. And fourth, our World Trade Center, Poitiers Futuroscope, has to make the city of Poitiers very attractive. So it's important to be able to point Poitiers somewhere in the world, and to point Poitiers as a big center and a good destination for economical.
Wonderful. So tell me, I mean, obviously you have a lot to offer, but I would love to understand what you want to accomplish here in Bengaluru, India, and the Global Business Forum.
Okay, what I expect from this week is just to make sure that we have good connections with all the people around the world, with African people, with Asian people, with American people, Canadian people, and South American people. So so far, I made very good connections with a lot of World Trade Center in the world. As you may know, we are over 320 World Trade Centers in the world. So that's very important to be here today.
So tell me, as a member, the reach that the World Trade Centers Association has, it seems like it's all about connections. And what has that meant to your World Trade Center, let alone the organization, this global reach?
What it is important is that to be able to connect also our companies in Poitiers to other companies in the world. What it is important also is to know all the best practices from all the World Trade Centers in the world, either in the real estate but also in the trade services. So, I learned a lot from this week in India, And what I loved also is all the conferences. You know, yesterday we had a very important conference on the AI. As you know, it comes everywhere. The artificial intelligence, as we call intelligence artificielle in French, and you know, it's the for sure it's the topic of the year.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more, and something for all of us to learn. So it's good there was a presentation on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was and we had also all the testimonials from the big companies, the big IT companies. So that was really interesting.
It sounds like it. So tell me, what do our viewers need to know about your World Trade Center and your region of France?
What I think what it is important to know is that we are first we have real estate, so we can offer a lot of facilities, you know, and our facilities are all connected. All facilities also we encourage the mobility, so we have a big parking lot, but also you can rent bicycles, you can rent electric scooters everywhere, you know. So to go to our World Trade Center or to live from our World Trade Center. So we made a lot of construction, a lot of work to make sure that the life in our World Trade Center is the easiest for all the business people.
Well, I'm ready to come join you, so I think you're selling me well.
Please. Come, you're invited.
Absolutely, I would love to. So tell me, have you had a favorite memory, the food, the people here in Bengaluru?
You know, I've been in India for many times. I think that's my fifth time so far. I love these people, the warm welcome. I love these people. They're always smiley. The cuisine is so fine and diverse. So you know, everything in India is fun. So I love that country, and I used to travel a lot, Africa, America, but and Asia. But for sure, India is one of my favorite country in Asia.
That's a compliment to an amazing country and amazing host, World Trade Center Bengaluru, for sure. Is there any last piece of information you want to make sure that we share?
We belong also as a World Trade Center Poitiers Futuroscope to the Francophone initiative with Canada, with Belgium, with Africa. We have set up the Francophone initiative. We think it's very important also for all the French-speaking countries to be together also. It's important. We also in France, we are very well connected between all of our French World Trade Center. You know, companies from Poitiers, they can go to Marseille, they can rent an office almost for free. They can also go to Nantes, they can go to Lille, wherever, in any World Trade Center, any French World Trade Center, they will be well welcomed.
Very good,
Okay.
very good. Bertrand, it has been a pleasure to meet you today, and thank you so much for joining us on
Thank you very
WTC
much.
TV.
Thank you very much for your invitation. It was a big pleasure also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV, coming to you today live from the 54th Annual Global Business Forum put on by WTCA here in Bengaluru, India. I'm your host, Barb Mitchell, and I'm joined by Lin Huing, who is coming to us. Tell us all about yourself and your WTC location.
Thank you very much for your introduction. My name is Linh Huỳnh from WTC Bình Dương, New City, the acting WTC in Vietnam. Actually, this is very first time I joined in the activity of WTCA. We got the inception of the WTC license since 2019, and we didn't have chance to visit anywhere due to COVID.
Right, of course, yeah.
So that's the reason why we focus on develop further with our infrastructure and also trade services in order to be here. And this year is actually the 5th anniversary of the World Trade Center Bình Dương New City.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank
It's a
you very
milestone.
much. It's really a big milestone with us because although we're facing difficulties during the COVID, but we continue to innovate our services. And during the COVID, when we have social distancing, we develop different kind of trade services and we create different webinars with different WTC worldwide. And one of the WTC in India, they supported us a lot. That is WTC Mumbai.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's good.
They even contacted us at the beginning.
Really?
And they asked us whether you need any support from them. And we started the first seminar together.
Really?
Online.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah, and during
Love
the
that.
during the 2 years of COVID, we organized several webinars. I can say about 100 webinars together.
100?
100
Wow,
webinar
that's a lot.
with different organization, WTC, and we also do some supporting trade services between countries to country during the COVID.
Right.
And during the COVID, we also built our WTC Expo and WTC Tower. And up to now, after 5 years, we almost finished the half of the WTC complex. I could say the WTC complex could be about 250,000 square meter when it completed.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. So it's interesting to hear. I mean, obviously, interesting timing for you to have joined WTC, but you made such a great story out of that. I
Yes,
mean, what a great
yeah.
way you were innovative and came up with new solutions
Yeah.
to connect people. And now you're able to be here. And so, why was it important for you to be at this forum here in India?
Because it's the very first time to be engaged with WTC network, and we have network with different other WTC worldwide. And we some of the other WTC, especially from India, like Mumbai, like Pune, he also worked with us a lot in order to leverage different kind of activities in terms of pharmaceutical and medical. So we also divide it into different topic in order to work with. So that is also the topic we tap in order to leverage the socio-economic development in Vietnam.
So what are your highlights so far from this week, and what are you hoping for the remainder of the week?
I'm very satisfied of this week that we have the connection with other WTC worldwide. And we hope that after this week, that could be more initiative, could continue develop further. And especially due to our development, I was selected as the chair of the exhibition and convention of WTCA.
Really?
So we hope that we can continue to work further with other WTC in order to, firstly, to make more program together in order to highlight the activity of convention and exhibition of WTC members. And secondly, that we also consider about human capital in convention and exhibition sectors. So we would like to have the WTCA accredited program in order to train the new and next generation in convention and exhibition.
Oh, wow.
So that is the
That's
thing
good.
we
You have
plan
some
to do.
Very, very clear goals set.
Yeah, that's
for your-
true. That
for your
we
team.
hope that we hope that with our resources, with my resources, we can contribute to WTCA network.
And so, are you finding? I'm curious about some of the conversations. I know you've probably had a lot of meetings here this week. Are there key themes that are coming up in some of your conversations with businesses?
The key theme is the expansion, the knowledge, and collaboration.
Mm.
And I think that is also matched very well with EPIC, which WTC Bangalore said at the beginning.
Yes.
So thanks for WTC Bengaluru. You did very good job, and looking forward to collaborate with you.
Yes. Okay. Any final words you want people to know about your location and your home?
So Vietnam is a beautiful country, and we look forward to welcome you to Vietnam, especially WTC Bengaluru City, where there's so many interesting activity to leverage sustainability and innovation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And now you can get on with your evening. I'm sure you may have a lovely dinner to go to tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in to WTCA TV. Until next time.
Thank you. Bye.